Chapter 7. Laying out a plan is the key to ensuring your customers commit to a purchase. The fact that your customers trust you and your ability to deliver does not mean they will commit to a purchase. Buying a product or service is a different process altogether. You must come up with a working plan that will guarantee their decision to make a purchase. Consider a group of people who need to cross a stream to get to the other side, but don't want to get muddy. As a guide, your job is to throw stones into the water for them to walk on so they can get to their destination without getting wet. Your scheme is made up of crossing stones. A process plan and an agreement plan are two methods of laying out a good plan. Demonstrate how to make a purchase or make the purchase completely risk-free for your customers. The process plan is a diagram that shows the customers what to do. It instructs them on how to purchase and use a product. Explaining the process reduces customer frustration and increases the likelihood of customer retention. If a customer wants to get a product, they may have difficulty deciding if the product is a right fit for them. You need to help by listing the steps they need to take to ascertain that they are making the right choice. These steps form the process plan. The second method, an agreement plan, helps to eliminate the fear of purchase. For example, offering a money-back guarantee or assuring customers that they will leave with products that meet their needs and standards will boost the likelihood of making a purchase. Chapter 8. Direct or transitional calls to action will guide the customers toward making a purchase. Encourage your clients to take action. Do not wait for anyone to notice you. Every day, an average of 3,000 commercials are broadcast to customers. As a result, if you want to be selected, you must stand out from the crowd. Make a direct call to action to prod your customers in your direction. Make a statement that is both bold and straightforward. Provide several calls to action on your website. Use a variety of terminologies and distribute them on the website. Direct calls to action include phrases like click here to buy now, and register. Another way to get consumers to make a decision is to use a transitional call to action. It differs from a straightforward call to action in that it aims to build a positive relationship with consumers rather than attempting to persuade them to make a purchase. The aim remains to persuade them to make a purchase. Direct calls encourage customers to place an order, while transitional calls encourage them to return to you next time they have a similar need. Each time they encounter the problem that your product solves, they think of you and not the competition. To do this, you need to offer them something significant free of charge. Kind gestures stick with customers and make them return to you in the future. Chapter 9. Exposure to the implications of failure can provide motivation for customers to buy. The possibility of the hero getting killed is why we stay glued to the screen in a movie. We want it to end well for the hero, but we are not unaware of the possibility of the hero suffering a loss or losing his life. Jon Snow died in Game of Thrones and was not brought back to life until the next season. This kept everyone enthralled. Your brand story should capitalize on the fear of failure because this fear guides our purchasing decisions. Behavioral economist Daniel Kahneman published a paper in 1979 that revealed the dissatisfaction people feel after a loss is usually greater than the satisfaction they feel from a gain, even if the quantity remains constant. For example, it will hurt more to lose $500 than to gain $500. When making buying decisions, people are more interested in avoiding loss than pursuing gain. As a result, you must be explicit about the drawbacks of not purchasing from you. For example, a professional advancement training organization that aims to teach people how to give public speeches or presentations must mention the risk of career stagnation that comes with not knowing how to talk in front of a community. You must also demonstrate the dangers of deferring such training before they believe they will need it. An insurance company that seeks to protect people against potential losses must accentuate these losses in their advertisement and show how buying their insurance will guarantee protection. Chapter 10. Share a vision that shows your customers how your product will transform their lives. The fact that things can go wrong for the hero is one of the things that makes stories so powerful. When you're the protagonist in a novel, you don't want anything to go wrong. After dangling the risks of not purchasing in front of the buyer's eyes, your company must spell out the happy ending that your product provides. Beyond the product, create a vision that your customers can share with you. Nike, for instance, has a slogan that says, "Just do it." They use it to remind their clients that they aren't just selling shoes and sports apparel. They believe in living a life that is full of inspiration, zeal, and glory. Every customer is welcomed to join us in this conviction. Starbucks was delivering more value than just coffee. They were delivering a sense of sophistication and enthusiasm about life. Donald Miller. How can you create a vision that your customers will be willing to share? 3 strategies can be useful: status, completeness, self-acceptance. It's time to sell. When you make provisions for something like a premium package that offers extra services that others do not, you will find that people aspire to that status. People are drawn to what they don't have and what sets them apart from others. Sell the idea of completeness. Customers must be able to see the possibility of fulfillment of your product. They should get the impression that without your product, they are incomplete. As a result, they should aspire to surpass all others in order to be united with what you have to give. Self-acceptance and realizing your ability is the third approach. Allow people to feel at ease in their own skin. Assist them in accepting themselves as they are. They would associate with you if the product communicates with ordinary people and tells them that there is nothing wrong with them. When the movie's good guy nerd finally wins the beautiful girl's heart, it gives all male nerds a sense of identity, elevates their status, and makes them feel whole. There is a happy ending to every story. Did you know Nike was founded on January 25, 1964? Conclusion. You can make your marketing efforts effective and rewarding. Use the StoryBrand 7-part framework to create and communicate a clear message that addresses the needs of your potential customers. The framework has 7 modules that are essential to telling a riveting story: character, problem, guide, plan, calls to action, failure, and success. The main character in your brand story must be your customers. Everything revolves around them. It is their problem you are trying to solve. The story must focus on them. Identify a specific desire and make it into a problem that needs to be solved. This problem is the villain that the hero of the story must vanquish. Present a troubling situation that the hero must find help to resolve. Your company is the guide that provides wisdom and help to the hero in the hour of need. Show clearly that you understand their frustration and have the capacity to help them out of the quagmire. Lay out the steps that must be taken to defeat the villain or assure your customers that they are in safe hands, and the only outcome of this situation is success, as long as they follow your guidance. Prod them to take action by asking them to buy your product, direct call to action, or encouraging them to establish a relationship with you, transitional call to action. That will make them remember you whenever they have this need. You can do this by giving them a memorable gift. Explain the dangers of not taking decisive action now and show them how making the purchase makes them part of something greater than them. Sell a vision and not just a product. The sense of identity and belonging will create a long-lasting bond of fellowship between your brand and your customers. Try this. To show your customers that your product will help them achieve their dreams, associate your brand with someone who is already successful. Take Red Bull, for example. They associate with successful athletes to show that Red Bull gives you wings. To whom or what can you associate your brand to feed your customers with inspiration?